let's just like take away gender in general. All of the just take away gender. People, we're people, right?
Well, that's what degendering
As of right now, there's no more gender.
That's what degendering.
That's what degendering is.
Okay, well, this is cool. I didn't know.
Degendering.
Degendering.
G-dendering.
G-dendering.
Yeah, G-dendering.
Right. If we G-dendered
Ryan, we're
everybody.
calling this G-dendering.
Welcome back, guys. Here's another episode of the MackZaddy podcast. Ooh. You're back with us again. Thank you for staying with us and thank you for listening. Today's going to be a juicy episode. We are basically riding off a tailwind of stuff that is happening while Maddie plays with the microphone. I'm going to restart.
That's not turning on. There we go.
You just press it. Welcome back, guys, with another podcast episode with your favorite people, MackZaddy, Mackenzie, MackZaddy. Mackenzie, Zach, and Maddie.
That's it. I remembered your name.
I'm like,
so
no,
proud.
it's more than order of what the names are in.
I got you.
Today's going to be a really fun episode. Thanks for listening and thanks for coming back and listening to us multiple times. We really appreciate it.
And if you haven't, you should.
Yeah.
We are going to have a fun, juicy episode today.
Ooh, it's juicy.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to basically ride off the tailwind of a controversial / video that has been going around a little bit at the moment. And some great things that have come out of it. Some not so great things have come out of it. Some very good conversational things have come out of it. I think awareness and other stuff. Like the videos that are being shared about the supporting degendering dance.
Yeah, degendering dance is taking off, so that's exciting.
If you don't know what we're talking about, we're going to try be as polite as we can, and I'm going to try choose my words carefully. Because
it doesn't happen often, so get excited.
I can get pretty fired up and passionate about what I'm talking about. So
that's it. We're not going to link anything, but if you know, if you're currently within any social media bubble of West Coast swing, there's a very good chance you know what we're talking about.
Or even if you don't know what you're talking about, you probably know the back end of the tailwind of what it's created at least without even knowing.
Yeah, degendering dance, for those who may not have any idea what that is basically now worldwide what's happening is we're referring to people as leads and follows, not he, she, or man, woman. It's very much like just the role association.
Where traditionally it was I guess a man and a woman would
men lead,
and women follow. And men don't start dancing till later because that's gay.
Yeah.
And that's I'm going to be the first person to say I was probably homophobic without even knowing it when I was growing up because I just didn't have awareness of I didn't want to dance and I was like, nah, that's gay. Yeah. And I was all that sort of thing. Look at me now.
But that's
that's so gay.
I'm just the cover. That's what your society taught you growing up. Correct. So it's all you kind of knew.
Yeah.
And again, we're obviously going to come at this from our own experience and just our own opinions. We appreciate, obviously, people come from multiple different generations in this dance and there will be very valid opinions on this.
Which is the beautiful thing.
Yeah, but we just want to kind of have a bit of a discussion about it.
Yeah.
Because it is, for some people, it's causing an issue, and for others, they think it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
So.
You know what I don't like, guys?
Off the bat, here we go.
The thing is, this video has got many, many subscribers and many, many views.
Tens of thousands,
and many comments. I want to talk about the comments later on, but it's basically, even if people don't agree with it, they're supporting it by commenting on it and they're
sharing it multiple times.
Yeah, even if it's the people that are sharing it to be we don't want this to happen.
Yeah.
It's still and I'm guilty. I had to watch the video, between all of us, we're we need to watch this video to make sure we understand what we're talking about because I don't want to sound like this and we want to talk about these points, blah, blah, blah. But it fuels it. like, and this person even accepted, they're like, yeah, comment, you're helping us. Like, I'm like, damn it.
No.
Yeah, they're like, say all your nasty comments, you know, like, we'll take it. You're giving us all the views. So, you know, and there is some truth to that. And, you know, obviously it takes sharing this to kind of create more awareness. So we're aware of that as well. But
yeah, I think
it's just kind of funny.
Yeah.
Meeting.
What I'm worried about is that people starting the dance or people that are like just starting the dance might get the wrong impression of like it's not as inclusive because of this is the way that it's got to be and it's not degendered or we got to not degender this and that and I think or like even just sharing an opinion with of like this is how it should be without more depth into why we think it should be like that and I think that's scary for like new people coming in. I honestly think there'll be more people coming in if it's more open to not just a majority. I don't want to say the word majority of people, but like more groups of people, more like
diverse groups.
Not more like diversity in like this culture, this culture, this culture, this culture, opposed to being like, let's not accept this culture in this way.
Yeah, I think like ultimately, even with this like video being out, there's in no way that do I look at it and think like, oh, this is gonna make some like big mark on the community.
No,
it's gonna like we're like it's fine. It's just like a thing that's there that like it is an exciting thing to engage with in because it's so controversial and everyone like is feeling a lot of heat at the moment and everyone is putting that out there. But like ultimately, like who really gives a fuck? Like it's actually fine and like by and large, like the masses or just like on like a more global sense, like we're the state in which we are competitively and how we like treat like both of the roles, like we're chilling, we're good. Everyone is like, we are in a space that I think is very inclusive.
Yes,
I know we did an episode with we interviewed Phoenix. This was last year.
We also had an interview with Riley as well.
Both talked about
Riley
kind of the history behind like the timeline of
process.
like degendering like the competitive space. And also great effect because like, and we've done a switching episode before.
We have.
I love following.
Like, I love following too.
It's great. Like it's a good time and I enjoy competing as a follow as well. Like I think,
this is the funny, like we're going to have some quotes that from this episode, that they released or this viewpoint that they released. And I think one of the ones for me that is funny is that there's 3 followers in the world that are 3 leaders, 3 guys, males, that are following.
That do a good job.
And I'm like, who are these followers?
He just doesn't know if he's one of them.
am I on the list?
I want to make the cut. That's all you care about, that whole quote.
But then that was followed by, good luck beating me as a follower.
Oh,
I was
like... that kind of... I didn't really like
it. It
that.
didn't even come across as a joke to me.
No.
And that might
it wasn't a joke.
That might be because I don't understand the humor. Or maybe his personality. Like, I have met these 2 people in life and just in passing and didn't think anything too bad. And I just feel like this video is going to hurt a reputation, possibly, in the future. I think they're covering it up a little bit with, like, now explaining a little bit more.
I think just...
Maybe.
I mean, we're like, obviously, geographically, we're in a very lucky part of the world where I feel like in Australasia in general, specifically like Australia, New Zealand, I do feel like our countries are both going towards a direction that's very open to degendering. Degendering.
It's like pig Latin.
And welcoming, you know, the they, them culture. So that, like, for us, that's really fortunate. I can appreciate that people in other parts of the world are in, you know, a lot more conservative areas and they are battling this as a very big, real thing for them. So, you know, I can appreciate that as well. But I think overall, like, West Coast Swing is such a evolutionary dance, and for that reason I think it should evolve with the times, not just with the music but also with the social aspect of it to create dynamic. And I don't think this recent video comes from a place of wanting to grow the community in a way that benefits everyone.
I feel like this episode came from a place of like, he wants to grow his community and the dance,
He wants
but
to
in
grow
the
his
way
business.
in the business, because it's not good for business.
It's not good. Apparently, it's not good.
It's not good for business.
Yes,
I
of
think
course.
and we talked about this too. It's not good. I think it's if oh my goodness,
Sorry.
Gendering.
Gendering.
This is gonna be the word.
And I'm not the dyslexic one on the table.
Gendering the dance, or we're gonna talk about like specifically. He was talking about like Jack and Jill. There's a quote I'll pull up on my phone in a bit.
Yeah.
Is not good for the dance because there's people out there that don't want to talk up or feel uncomfortable and to dance with another male or a female. I'm interested. We didn't hear about females feeling uncomfortable with other females dancing. Just males are dancing with other females.
Oh, girl on girl.
Oh, girl on girl
fine.
action. It's
It's okay.
it's fine.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm a hypocrite.
If anything, we probably prefer it.
Absolutely.
Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Fuck.
Says the one that doesn't lead.
I just want to clarify, the reason I don't lead that or don't enjoy it that much is because I'm not that good at it. And I don't like not being good at something.
Yeah.
So I actually enjoy leading. I just don't do it often because I'm just not at a level I feel is good enough in my eyes.
I think like everyone, I just like we're at such a place that everyone should have the right to be able to learn the dance in the way that they want to learn that. Like we've had like at least in Australia like historically, specifically for Queensland, I can't really speak for the other states. Prior to at least like the last 5-6 years, there was only really one person in our school that was a man following.
Just followed.
Exclusively
Yes.
followed. No interest in leading, and like absolutely. And honestly, that kind of like started like paving the way for the like then the rest of us kind of like
Shout out to you,
into
Jay.
that.
Good
Yeah,
job.
Jay.
Thanks,
Jay.
Solid stuff.
Yeah.
And
He faced issues with that back then as well.
And the other thing is, like even like 10 years ago when I started, it was a very different culture around it.
This is interesting because 10 years ago when I was dancing, I was still following. Like I watched leaders
You were
follow.
the only other man I had like seen follow.
Yeah.
Like I had seen
Really?
Jay follow, and then I saw you in like a class like as a demo for like one specific part of the class. But
Yeah,
it was with your
right.
dad, and you were really embarrassed.
I was more embarrassed about the father-son
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah.
And him making it, well, this again being like brought up with not like that homophobic kind of mindset or whatever. My dad, I don't think he's necessarily homophobic or anything like that. I haven't really gone that deep into that. But I think it was that sort of environment where it was like, he was like, this could be seen weird to people, or this could be seen weird. So it was like a defense mechanism.
It was addressed when it was almost like, does this need to be
That's
addressed?
why it was like awkward.
Yeah.
It doesn't, even though it wasn't.
Yeah.
Now it's fine. It's just you
Yeah.
just grab me like, yeah, cool, do the thing, awesome, thanks.
Yeah.
Like it's But
So,
when you said 10 years it's not that
It's not like
long ago.
super long ago.
Really.
I love
Like-
following. I was watching other leaders
We
follow.
know.
I was watching other leaders follow, like
You're
Clint
one of the three
and all
in
the other
my
guys.
eyes, my love.
No, I'm not doing it for that reason. Is that I don't think it's changed that much.
Yeah.
I think there's still been people that have done the other role for a long time.
Oh, for ages, like,
But
it's
there just
been
hasn't
a
been
thing. I think
impulse.
the expectancy and the culture around it has definitely changed in terms of like the language we use when we teach.
Yes.
Like WSDC, like doesn't exclusively say male female, like it's like a
Lead or
role
follow.
assigned thing. And even if you like Chat GBT or AI West Coast Swing roles, it doesn't say anything about male female. It actually says isn't gender associated. So it has definitely changed and evolved.
So I think the larger point of the video, or the specific point that was being made, was that they didn't agree with. They thought that it should be traditional roles within Jack and Jill.
So dance however you want, choose whoever you want, but Jack and Jill, we believe, not us, this person that we're talking about, traditional roles should stay. Jack and Jill should stay. Jack and Jill is the biggest, most popular division in the community and was designed for random pairing of a man and a woman. That tradition matters. We're clear on where we stand and we're not apologetic.
About
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a dyslexic person reading out. Thank
I
you.
was like, wow, of all of us.
I appreciate both of you being quiet that whole time.
Yeah, it was really difficult. I'm not
Look,
gonna
we
lie.
want this to feel like a safe
I could
space for
feel,
you.
I could feel
We want you to
the
feel safe.
frustration coming from that side of the table.
I perfectly understood what you said, but I've had practice. Let us know down below if you had any idea what he just said.
Yeah. So this is very much this opinion, not ours. Again, not ours. This opinion definitely comes from a leader is a man, a follower is a woman, and traditionally that's how it's been and that's how it should stay. In their defense, they did mention, like, you know, strictly you can choose whoever you want. I've seen some great strictlies with same sex dancing together, and that's awesome.
So the point being made is that
And there's
because you don't get to choose the partner, you have the chance of potentially getting someone within the same sex of you.
The expectation that to other people that it might be not around as much would expect to be dancing with a female follower or whatever.
Yeah, there were a couple things in the video that I didn't feel like I massively disagreed with. What I felt was kind of like not amazing thing to say was how inherently the dance will be worse if you draw someone of the same sex.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wait, hang on. Let me
Quote term.
Not quoted, that is my paraphrasing of that, but I'm fairly
This is how you understood it.
Yeah, but I feel like that's also what was pretty much said of...
It felt like the way it was delivered.
Well,
I'm almost certain specifically said that if it's a man dancing with another man, the dance is just going to be worse.
They said they are at a disadvantage, no doubt about it, if they dance with the same sex in a Jack and Jill draw type situation.
Which is wild to me. That feels crazy.
I would disagree.
Well, we all disagree with that.
I think, there's proof. There's proof, because I don't want to float my own boat, but I will. I placed first as a follow in advanced with Raf at Buddha, which is a massive event.
Yep.
I do also want to say there's some things that I think he brought up as a good point as well, in the sense of like some leaders are getting rewarded for not necessarily the best dancing.
Yeah.
And I know I've seen that too. Like I've seen leader being a follow. Sometimes I even feel that myself. I'm like, how the heck did I make it to finals when there was this many follows that I'm like, I love watching you follow. But I guess that comes also back to, should following look feminine, or should following look sexy, or should following look a certain way?
I just want to clarify, like, as a judge as well, like, every time we're at an event, and the exact word that was used in this video that was made was subpar dancing being rewarded. I just want to clarify, in my opinion as a judge, that still is going to happen regardless, because
that's a good point.
You know, like, it doesn't matter what, if you man, woman, whatever you identify as, like, I do still think that dancing that's probably not the best in the group is still being rewarded just in general.
I mean,
but that's got nothing to do with gender or role specifically.
That goes through the judges.
Yeah, that's then on the judges. And I do feel sometimes some judges feel like they reward a same gender couple higher because they feel the pressure to do so. Sometimes.
There's also judges that don't do that too.
Exactly.
And I think
it goes in all directions.
And there's such a big scene that you're going to get such a wide variety of it.
Yeah, for sure. And every demographic, every region you're going to be competing in is going to view the dance in a different light, in a different way. Like the results you're getting are not going to, I'm sure, be consistent with every different place you'll go to. I say that as if you didn't just win every single copyright on a travel. For the average Joe.
They just reward Australian Zachary, apparently.
This is the other we could talk about this in another episode. The way I feel about that is also not in line with how I want to feel with that, if that makes sense. Like, I want to be confident.
You want to feel like you place because you deserve to place,
Correct.
not because they were like, oh, he's,
And that was a point made that I do agree with. That, good dancing should be rewarded.
Absolutely, 100%.
That is what we should all be striving for in a competitive space, especially, that we should be rewarding the people that are being the most effective and the most successful in their own right.
If we look at it as a sport, that's how it works.
Yeah.
If you're the best, you win.
The issue is that the way in which they have described the same-sex gender roles either being disadvantaged because it's two same-sex people, but then also advantaged because it's two same-sex people,
Yeah, that's
is kind of like devoid of the point that like it's the dancing that we should be looking at, and that if we are letting then the gender on either side, that whether we are like
the gender decides.
That should like just not be within the discussion. It should be the dancing at fault.
Yeah.
So within that, I absolutely agree that like we should be rewarding good dancing.
That's even another conversation on itself, though, because
that's like a whole separate judging thing as well.
What is good dancing? And they said that like they didn't like this type of musicality being like, what was it? If you hold a phone up to your ear when it says call me.
Yeah.
Like that is a type of musicality.
It's literal musicality.
Like
it's
being literal about the musicality.
It might seem lame sometimes, but it's still a skill.
That it's still a skill. Some people struggle doing that. Some people find that very easy. So if you have that skill, it still means that you have that in your tool belt. I'm not saying that it means we need to all go that way or all not go that way, but it sounded like from their point of view that they think that that was wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
I think, and this, again, would then come way more down on judges and our roles on being, one, trying to recognize our own biases as much as possible and trying to avoid
huge
that.
right now anyway.
Yeah.
Of course. And, like, that is way more of an issue that, like, comes down to us, that we need to be making sure that, like, when we are judging, that we aren't rewarding something because of gender or because of race or because of, like, literally anything. Like, we should be rewarding the dance in which it is.
I think this is the good thing coming out of this episode is that people know about this person's perspective or biases, then they can make their own formed opinion on this person or like, you know, because of the biases.
And then I can't help but then think, like,
which makes
that's
me
like the
feel sorry
viewpoint that, like, if you're gonna like blanket say that two people of the same gender dancing together is inherently worse, then I just don't trust your judging, because you're immediately admitting to the fact that that is like a bias that you have within your judging. Like,
it's kind of props if you like, you know that that's a bias, but I feel like it's a bias you might need to work on. Like,
for sure. And then like that's it. Recognizing it is
a good
like
thing.
Is a good thing. So we can like move from a point from that. I think you mentioned like it because it's like a man leading with like following, and he would always like walk in on the wrong foot. Like anyone that goes in on the wrong foot. That is like good point. We should note that down. Of course, if that person is then still being rewarded, it makes total sense to me that then I would be
probably
like,
an issue.
Okay, there's something maybe going on there.
But they're not doing it just because they're a leader, like a male following. They're just doing it with lack of education.
Can I ask both of you, really quick, on a count one of a push break in basic timing, what foot do you come forward on?
As which role?
As a follow.
As which role? Oh, it depends.
No, basic. Beginner.
Right foot.
Right foot. Okay, but if I was to ask you in a higher level, what foot, if you come forward on a right foot on count one, are you going to do a double or a triple?
It depends, and it also does. So this is also what I was thinking.
But then,
when
so
he was
it's
saying
not wrong.
like coming forward on the wrong foot, I think like, and this is the thing. I think this is again a bit of a judging thing, but I think at a novice level, if they're consistently coming forward on the wrong foot, it's clearly because they don't know or have had the correct training.
Well,
if
they
the
don't.
higher level,
Ideally, we're making the distinction.
syncopation.
Yeah, ideally, we're making the distinction between something that is like unthought of and is like a symptom of like of a lack of knowledge or lack of skill or whatever the fact, as opposed to then an active choice being made. Like based on where you're at or what you're wanting to do.
I think the one thing that's
so interesting
irked me was like they said that events supporting this, as in like degendering and having role switching no matter what sex, whatever. They said events supporting this are killing dance as a business.
Oh my goodness.
Wholeheartedly, completely disagree with you. I'm so sorry. I don't think that is. I don't think that's the way that we either want the dance to go or it is going. And I just think limiting your options is also actually killing the business already.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
At least I'd say more
especially
like
in this part of the world, it would not succeed.
I think Maddie's getting more fiery than I am getting, to be honest.
I'm just saying.
I wholeheartedly disagree with you.
Fuck your mom, fuck your life.
I don't agree with that. Again, you might be in a part of the world where it's very conservative and that might actually legitimately be an issue.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to like...
Yeah.
Because I also disagree in the sense of like, I think it's hindering the business.
Yeah, we're not saying opinions are wrong. We can still agree or disagree.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
Things.
And I think I think this person is also successful in their own ways and have done it for so long
they
that they're
very
fine.
successful business.
They're fine.
Yeah.
And again, they said they're thick-skinned. They don't need to worry about any of it. And this is like, oh man, I'm going to go on a tangent for a second, but I don't want to. Like the comments that they're getting is all of those things, and that people are fighting this way of like communicating that they're saying this is wrong with a lot of other hate and like this is stupid, you suck kind of thing.
I think
which I don't feel
the
like
tone.
is the
more
right
the tone.
attitude, but I definitely think that opinions matter. We all have opinions. If you can remember our first episode or whatever the episode was.
I think
there's a thumbnail.
Yeah,
Opinions are like what?
Yeah.
But anyway, the idea, I understand because I've had conversations with other people in other dance styles where there's and majority of the time it's older men that don't want to dance or draw a guy in Jack and Jill. But it's like that specific scenario, older man. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine.
Statistically, like
and that's absolutely fine
correct.
if they don't want to. Like, and it's like it should be absolutely fine for someone to, I think, be able to compete in what what skill set they want to. Like when you decide to go into uni, I'm coming out with this on the spot, but you decide what
uni
you
is
want.
college for people who
College or
university.
Like decide what you want to study and what skill set you want to go into. Or when you do a sport, you're like, okay, I want to learn this sport or this sport or this sport. There is, I think, this is an interesting thing I just thought about.
Did your brain just go another way again?
Absolutely. I think it's interesting because, like, in other sports, would you put a male and female competing in, like, let's say rugby?
Olympics.
There's male and female, like, union.
For
those of you that don't know, like, or gridiron or a physical attack
that could be
sport.
more of a specific weight thing, though.
Yes.
That's a little bit different. Like
it is.
Yeah, a little bit different, but
it is very different.
I'm
just kind of just kind of saying, but
this is where the world's going, though. Like it's
these conversations are healthy.
Yeah.
As a discussion, not as a telling people things are wrong, and this is right.
Yeah, I just think everyone should feel comfortable to do the thing that they're wanting to do, because like to say that and like you briefly mentioned this before, and like should following look feminine or should it be this way, and then that kind of in my mind actually stems more to, is it the thing, does it look feminine, or is the role of like a follower or a leader through the years has developed and has built a structure around a certain way of like doing it. So like in the way that you would settle into your hip could be perceived as a follower, could be perceived as being a feminine movement, when in reality it's just the function in which we're using to build structure.
Yes.
So like where it's actually the technique that, yes, maybe it looks feminine, but is that not us kind of projecting that onto it?
It's a stigmatized or a taught idea. Right?
Yep.
So like you were saying, you don't agree with growing the business, because I want to go back to this point. And
I don't agree cutting off degendering grows a business.
Yeah. Like you only have to look at, you're saying, this person, I'm trying to stay calm. Like you're talking about like the majority of people don't like it. Okay. And I'm talking to people that also don't like it. The majority of these people are what age? Okay. Are they brought up in a different area? Maybe. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so you're excluding new, or in my opinion, again, just like thinking like this, again, everyone has different experiences. Are we excluding growth because younger people are the future of the dance?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
I want to also just come at this from like a bit of a sympathetic point of view, in the sense that we have traveled all around the world and experienced this dance in all the continents around.
Not yet, but we will.
I
think we've only done 12
Africa.
countries.
No, Africa.
We've done 12 countries,
Anyway,
I have anyway.
It's beside the point.
Anyway.
This specific person that is talking about it, I don't believe I have seen them participate in West Coast Swing outside of their home country.
Really?
So there is also, you know, the thing we need to consider is their opinion is also sheltered to what they have experienced locally.
Yeah, it's their experience.
And not internationally.
Yeah.
So I think if they had come to our part of the world, or they had gone to Europe now, like today, like this time, they would see and probably have their eyes opened a little bit. Whether they decide to agree with it or not is their own thing. Yeah. But I think they haven't seen it or experienced it.
That's the point, though. Like, having this opinion, and I think people attacking them, like, for their opinion, it feels a little bit harsh. And also feeding what they, I feel like, know that they're doing. They're after the views. They're after the clickbait and all that sort of stuff.
I mean, granted, the opinion is harsh, and these people have been through a lot, and this is kind of like a last straw situation for them. So that's also a situation.
I also feel like the culture around it, and I mean, like, historically within the own traditional values that they have within their idea of West Coast feels very American to me. Like, feels No, they
might have made it from Europe.
Yeah.
But it
like,
felt American.
In the way that, like, when
I like
when I've been to Europe, it's like the switching is everyone is doing.
Switching is big in America too.
Well, yes,
I want it.
But and I like, I'm not saying this is it. To like the culture and history stemming from the States, and then that branching out into other countries where, like, we're probably feeling the culture in which I'm sure that is followed through in the States than we did here in Australia. I
think that's interesting because the new president, right? If we talk not political, but like
that would be political.
No, I'm trying to come up with the other word. Not historical. Economically, like, for us, we're like almost 5 years behind, maybe 10 years behind America. Like, in terms of some things that I'm thinking about. I'm not talking about dancing specifically.
In this, we definitely are not.
I'm not talking about dancing. I'm talking about some economic stuff.
We're ahead for once.
But, like, the president that has been elected, I think, made a rule about...
they would like to get rid of degendering, and you are a man, you are a woman.
So now people could feel more confident probably talking up and being like, I'm going to side with this opinion, if that makes sense. Which is, everyone is open to opinion, and I think everyone should be able to speak it. I don't think, no matter what, whether it's the masses or the majority or whatever, I think everyone should be able to talk their opinion.
100%.
I think it's being able to understand the other person's opinion.
Yes.
And, like, why do they have that?
Yeah.
Like,
and I think this one just came at a position of, this is my opinion, this is the way it should be, and there are no exceptions.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
it felt very attacked.
It just felt very attacky, which I think is why everyone's having such an issue with it.
Yeah.
This is another good point, because I don't even know exactly where I feel or sit with this on because yes, we have collectively, seemingly as a community now, like, not destroyed this guy, but, like, he's gotten a lot of hate for this, and, like, fair enough, like, he's opened himself to a point of discussion.
And they openly say that as well.
And I think they'll be fine too. I think they'll be fine.
It's like, it is what I feel like the world will go unchanged after this. Like, this is just like a moment.
And props to them for, like, speaking their opinion and being able to weigh their...
If anything, people will see it that don't do West Coast and be like, what is West Coast swing? So, you know, there is plus sizes to this as well.
But that's it. But do you think, like... Okay, my question for people. Do you feel as if... Not that he got it too hard, but the bandwagon that kind of will erupt from discussions like this, in the way that this man now has, like, hundreds and hundreds of comments and heaps of people sharing it. I agree with like, definitely, like, if you feel differently or, like, have a different view, I feel like, be vocal about that, all for discussion. But fuck, there are so many memes.
So many.
Which I think are so fun. All the meme pages I'm on for the past, like, couple of days are just, honestly, I think it's really funny. I guess the point I'm trying to make is like,
what's the question?
What's the question?
I'm not even sure what my question is. I think I'm just trying to say
I was up also thinking he's doing
it. What you're experiencing is us every day.
I'm interested.
I get feelings of not specifically, like, we're bullying, but
correct.
But
yes, it feels like it a little bit.
It can sometimes feel like the energy that, like, I think because of the masses of people that are kind of, like, honing in, like.
Yeah.
Like, leaning more into, like, cancel culture, which is fine because they're uncancelable. You know what? I take back everything I said. It's actually fine because we can't cancel them.
I'm so glad we did this whole...
You know what? I sorted it. Don't comment anymore. I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear from you. Apparently.
Oh my god.
That was such a Zach thing to do.
That was a great way to bring it back, though.
Thanks, guys.
That was a great way to
That
bring
was
it
so good.
So we just had an idea. Like I messaged Harold Baker, Affinity Swing. But if you want to listen to his podcast, Swing Content, great stuff. Like I think what they're doing is like they're sharing knowledge and they're sharing experiences and like from their point of view. Not saying that people should do it this way or people do it that way. And I think people get passionate about certain things, all that sort of stuff. But I think it's a good podcast, I think.
Thanks for copying us, Harold. Love you.
Yeah. And your videos are fucking better than ours.
Whatever.
But it's really cool to see like people trying to grow the scene, and I think that he's trying to do it in his own way.
Yeah,
right? Like I'm not
for
trying to
sure.
say that. I think it's just his.
That's the other thing. You like
think.
I guess like on a business sense, you're trying to appeal to the demographic that you have, which like from my understanding of where they are, that probably aligns way better with the people that they have, which is like fine. That is the community that they have.
Yeah, but it doesn't align to where we are.
Unfortunately for them.
You know what? If you freaking are one of the people that are commenting the stuff on there is to be like, what the frick are you saying? Why did I say frick? I never censor myself.
You know, it's good. You should
I came into this episode being like, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. It works, right? Sometimes. Anyway, premeditated. Where was I going with that?
Oh my god. This is what I deal with all the time.
Okay, so if you're one of those people that are commenting all these things, please either unsubscribe and stop helping grow that person's vision, I guess. Stop commenting. I mean, and I think there's still, your opinion could help change and be valid and all that sort of thing.
Actually, no,
like,
at this point, I don't think so.
It's destroying.
Sorry, not that I think. I just think that at this point, there's like, it's got over 200 comments on it. Everyone like,
not at this point.
at mass, like.
Not
create your own thing.
You know what?
Comment on ours instead.
Please share this.
Don't feed that anymore.
Please share
another
this.
more productive direction.
I've already talked to we talked to Harold, I've talked to people in New Zealand, I've talked to a couple of people being like, is this okay an episode to do? Like I remember like rap battles in like the 90s. Being like,
he was not alive.
Before my time.
Yeah. I was still a kid, but
comment down below what year you think I'm born in.
That could be a fun game.
But like honestly, I would love people to share this because it actually frustrates me a little bit that because we're so far away and we're just so like we're in this little pocket of our own little dreams. Big fucking dreams, might I add.
That's it.
And big pocket.
Big pocket. Didn't censor that shit.
The frick?
But like,
yeah, we got pockets.
But like, we don't get to reach other people, and I feel like our message is more positive and more.
And you know what? If you're these people that are doing the hate comments and you're all for the degendering and the switching roles, come to our part of the world because I can guarantee you,
it's gonna be great.
You'll be welcome with open arms.
Absolutely.
Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
But I want to clarify, consent is always still a thing. Everyone has a right to say no.
Absolutely.
Anytime. We're not saying you can't say no.
Yes.
But it's there's a nice way to go about it.
We've literally run a whole workshop on how to, and we've added this in because we like the generation that we grew up in, there was like a thing that you couldn't say no because a lot of people got hate for saying no and dancing with the same people or whatever.
And you don't have to give a reason either. You can just say no.
Yeah, and I think there's nice ways to say no.
Yeah.
And not so nice ways to say no. We could do a whole episode on that.
That's it. I believe everyone
Let's do that.
You should be able to say no. You shouldn't need to be able to give a reason. Obviously, the way in which you go about doing that is going to have different effects.
Yep.
For sure. Like you can do it in a nice way. You don't have to. Also, you're your own person. If you choose to just like say no and that's it, that's fine. And that will the dynamic within your own social culture or dynamics that you have within the space you're in. It's going to be what it's going to be.
I don't think you should do that forever. Like, I think there's ebbs and flows. Sometimes you don't feel like doing it. Sometimes you got to, like, sometimes you, like, depending on what your goal is, right? Everything changes.
I think it's just, you need
I
to
think
know
the goal of this person, sorry to cut you off,
No, you go.
that will change.
Yeah.
With all of the backlash, unless he changes, I think they'll be fine.
I hope he doubles down. I think that'd be fun.
Okay, so back to what I was originally trying to say. was that I talked to Harold before.
Apparently it's a business decision, so if they continue on this route, apparently their business will do better than anyone else. So
double down.
double down,
Just to double down.
Just doubling down.
Stick to your opinion. Yeah. I think, okay, so I talked to Harold, right? And I basically said, like, is this bad to do this, blah, blah, and then we got on there and...
Because Harold is such a wise point of opinion.
Actually, sorry, I shouldn't have mentioned Harold's name, but there was another person on the chat. There was another person on the chat that got video called in as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's your opinion? Do you think this would be bad to do or not? And they were like, yeah, because it actually wasn't Harold that said this. Right. They were like, I think you should do a reenactment word for word, and just as you're doing it, just laugh.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? We should do that. We should do a reenactment and post it as a clip.
Well, you kind of said something before where you were like,
yeah.
And I was like, I can't believe it. Because people could
construe.
Yeah, construe that.
Misconstrue.
No, but if we game plan with all of you with us, maybe what we can do is we can film. We'll do a reenactment of that word for word. We'll post that because everyone will think we're super controversial, and then they'll click on our podcast.
Okay, no, I hate this shit. I hate this. Okay.
That's
no, I don't.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Okay, look. Okay. Oh my goodness.
You okay?
No. People do well on social media.
His hair is like...
Sorry. I need a haircut, guys. Sorry.
He's stressed.
I honestly... I think they know what they're doing, and I think they know that this is going to get...
They are a very smart business
views
person to a point.
Which is great, and I think I don't think they will double down because I think they know that they can't.
Well, I mean, like, it did pretty well. I feel like in terms of where their engagement is right now,
sorry, double down on the opinion.
Yeah.
Of like Jack and Jill, so surely there's going to be more conversation about how Jack and Jill, maybe Jack and Jill does go back to, maybe we have things being lead, follow. I don't think that's, I don't know. I think there's going to be more communication.
He did suggest one thing, which, I mean, look, it's very democratic. It's, people, when you sign up for an event, you can vote if you feel comfortable dancing with someone of the same sex or not. So, in a way, like, if we talk about consent, again, that is a good idea. But
I think there's definitely open...
Well, let me finish.
Oh, sorry.
But I think if that did come into play, there would have to be some sort of... You would then create some sort of segregation and split in the rounds, where you would still need to be able to have those people who do believe in degendering and switching roles included, maybe in their own division or something, and then everybody else who said no. But
that just sounds wild to me.
I know, but it's hard because it kind of comes from a place of you don't want to force people in a situation where they feel uncomfortable, but it's also like, why should this be uncomfortable?
But I think the culture has been built around like Jack and Jill, yes, maybe way back in my day.
But a way to like ease into it for some communities.
I mean, how do you need ease into it? Just freaking Jack and Jill.
You never ease into anything. You don't know.
Let me finish. Sorry. What I was saying was that but Jack and Jill is already that way. Like if someone is signing up to a competition, do you think you're signing up to just dance with only females or only males when you sign up to a...
Well, not now.
Well, not anymore. Well,
No.
I feel like
and that
comes to education.
Yeah. Because at this point, rule-wise, people are going to be switching. That is not going to change. Like, people are now... there's no way we're going to go backwards on that.
That's been for ages.
For ages. We are not going to go back on that. And that's, absolutely... That if you are coming to a competition and you don't want to dance with a man or a woman, depending on how you identify, then don't enter Jack and Jill if there's the chance. If it's that much of a...
Strictly.
That's the way they said, the way in which they used Strictly as a place where you should be able to do same-sex dancing is, in my mind, the reverse of what should be happening, where you should expect to get... The point of Jack and Jill is to be able to show
dance
your ability based on
anyone.
whoever you get.
Yeah.
Whoever you
enter
get.
that division knowing that just is what it is.
You are going to get anyone of any gender, any race, any sex.
Any age.
At any
whatever.
The point of that is that you are getting paired up with someone that you do not know you're going to be paired up with before the fact.
There's even a division where it's like any level. right? Like,
Yeah.
you could be any level.
Yeah.
That's even more of a Jack.
That's
like
where the
Jack and
money's at,
Jill
by the way.
Yeah.
Jack and
That's
Jill
Strictly.
That's where you win the money. The jackpots.
The big ones.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
all international.
All American.
That's,
You know what I mean?
all international.
Yeah.
Thank you
Sorry,
very
India.
much.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
All international.
Wow, I'm American right now. But like, I think like, yeah, sure, Strictly is this, but like Jack and Jill, yes, I think there is something to be respected about like Jack and Annie, and they made Jack and Jill, but like you can't say like.
You
They're
know what?
not-
I take it back. The voting's a terrible idea, and I'm not for it.
Okay.
Look at us.
I don't like it.
At the start of this podcast, I was like, who knows? We might just have a conversation, and we might actually agree with him in the end.
Can you imagine if we ended this being like, maybe we should gender dance roles? Actually, I believe in tradition.
But I think like as well, like I understand respecting the history, but like.
But I don't think we're
Well, that's it. What do we mean by respect of the history? Because
I think
like,
the only people.
not talking about routines.
I think the
Yeah.
person this
Well,
person
yeah.
is respecting is
Jack-
Jack and Annie. So only Jack and Annie could
A
say.
jack could be a jackal in these days. To be fair.
but I also just think that like it's weird to think that anything is going to stay stagnant in any sphere.
Maybe
or
they're
any
trying to
sector.
take on the opinion of Jack and Annie. They're trying to be the new Jack and Annie. Maybe he's trying to be the new person.
No, that's not what's happening.
Jack and. No. It's
You
okay.
know what's hilarious? This is such a big deal right now, but this is literally just the same war we fought between black and white and the segregation. And in like 50 years' time, not even, this is going to be a blip. This isn't going to be even a thing
Yeah,
we need to
absolutely.
think about.
Yeah.
Which I find
like-
even more hilarious that it's such a big
Yeah.
deal right now.
It's a fun thing to kind of talk about, but like ultimately, and I say that kind of knowing that a lot of people prior to us, again, way more within like the States, like the US region, have done a lot of work into like degendering the dance, specifically within competitive spaces, to allow for people that want to do other roles or
And we want to
exclusively
say
do
thank
other
you
roles.
for that.
Yeah.
Which is great because they paved a way
Doing
for
a
the
very
rest
good
of
job.
us to
Very
be able
good
to now
job.
benefit
Yes.
that. Like for
Yeah.
us, we both love
Love following.
competing
Love-
as the other role.
Heck
like,
yeah.
love following. And like
I like leading. I'm not masculine enough. But.
I also like it's anyone can be good at any role if they commit themselves to it.
Yeah.
Like like last year when I was in Korea, my best Jack and Jill dances when I was following, there was 2 dances I had, and my 2 favorite ones were both with female leads. And you know what? In my
Oh,
opinion,
man.
they were far better than the other
Dude,
leaders that I had
and- okay.
seen in that division. And I was like, ooh.
I'm gonna quote this dude. I'm gonna quote this person too again. I'm trying not to come in with.
And just for the record, they weren't the best because he's a male and they were a female, just to clarify.
No.
Because Mackenzie doesn't even care about that.
no,
Yeah.
because
Just-
you
just
can
saying.
learn.
Actually,
Just
sorry,
saying.
I will
you can
interrupt
learn.
you.
Yeah, go for it.
To broaden on that, this is like to even bring it back that like going into this comp, I should even say there was 2 female leads that I really enjoyed. One of them specifically, I remember rotating to them. I had never met them before. Now I'm a massive fan. But walking into it, I was like, oh, she's so short.
Tiny, yeah.
And
Asian.
apparently I could feel within myself being like, it's also a woman. So this is probably not going to be as good as I would expect as a man. Because I've got this built-in stigma within my brain. Also because the
That's
vast
interesting.
majority of people
That's
I
very
dance with-
interesting. Do you think you dance differently to how you would have danced with a, like, which is cool because like I think that skill set is important to recognize.
So to finish that point was
Okay,
that
sorry.
is how I walked into it. To then, as soon as we got into it, I realized, oh, what like this was it was the dance itself immediately
awesome.
like made
Yeah.
me think, oh, like all of the thoughts
What was I
had,
worried about?
the brief like thoughts I had coming into this.
But then, did you learn from that and go, maybe I could come into that every dance with that feeling of like, oh, this might be hot, like it could possibly not be as good.
Well,
and then you make every dance as good as you possibly can because Jack and Jill, when you dance with any level,
Yeah.
you need to have the skills to dance with multiple different types of people. As a lead, as a follow, as any level.
and that's it.
Possibly.
Well,
I'm
that's
just-
it.
I'm-
Yeah,
I might be putting words in your
I don't
mouth.
know if I like. There's definitely, and to an extent, there's only like, and this comes back again. Like everyone's got their own biases, and everyone's gonna have like. There's a lot of initial thoughts and feelings that I have that don't always reflect my actual views. They're more just like I think ingrained things of the idea that like
That's education.
Yeah, that's like the like socially how I've been up and
Yep.
culturally how I've been brought up. That there's a lot of things that might not actually represent my own views, but I can't help but feel this like internalized homophobia. It's a great example.
It's a
of
bias.
That.
It's
Yeah.
like like for me, like that's why I was like when I was brought up, it's not that I was intentionally. And then,
But when your whole world and whole culture and the friend groups that you have and the people that you're
dude, my best friend is now queer. Like,
Ah!
I apologize if queer is not the terminology that you like. This is my education
You
of
like
my
the word
ex,
queer.
my
I
friend
love
group.
it.
He loves the word queer.
He's
love
like
it.
queer is like
He loves it.
the word. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't
mean,
want to
like-
offend anyone.
No. Yeah. Different space. That's. We'll do another
But do you know what I
episode
mean?
about
Yeah.
it.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's. I think people, like you said, biases before, and I think if you want to realize them, it's actually a space for growth as long as you can want to grow from there, opposed to being like, oh, I realize my bias. This is correct.
You have to want it though. That's the difference. So you have to have a genuine interest and desire. I believe in the community to embrace it and learn about it. Like I've had to learn about it because it wasn't a thing when I started. So, but I fully embrace it and I'm all for it. But I do think there needs to be a path of education, and I would like to see that as an opportunity as opposed to people having to choose a side. I feel like right now people are having to choose a side, and I don't like that.
You know what I want? I want to verse this person in Jack and Jill as a follow.
No, but he's the best follow teacher.
He said, "No, good luck beating me." So I like
Challenge
challenges.
accepted.
I like
Challenge
challenges.
accepted.
I think like the larger thing I kind of think is like a takeaway from a lot of this is that if you are entering like a space, like a West Coast space, that like if you're going into it, I think you just need to understand what is it that you value from the dance, what is it that you're hoping to get out of it, and then understanding like what are you comfortable with in the space. So like if you aren't comfortable dancing with someone of the same sex, that is absolutely valid
That's
and fine,
okay.
and then don't do that. Like there is no issue with that, and feel absolutely okay to say no to someone that asks you if they are of the same sex. If you are entering a competitive space as it states currently within the current rules and culture of the dance, expect that you have a chance that you're going to draw someone of the same sex.
It's a lot less likely, to be honest, still.
The percentage of that is still much lower.
It's so tiny.
Yeah, you have a chance to do that. But if that is going to be like a big no-no for you in a competitive space,
Then
then
don't
just
enter
don't
Then
do
do
it.
strictly,
do
other
Yep.
fun
Yep.
competitions.
Yep.
I think ideally, in the end of the day, like the thing I worry about is people being solidified in this just because of pre-made homophobia or anything like conditioned to think this way, that I won't compete or dance with another person. When let's just like take away gender in general. All of the like just take away gender. People, we're people, right?
Well, that's what degendering
As of right now,
is.
there's no more gender.
That's what degendering.
That's what degendering
Okay,
is.
well, this is cool.
Or
I didn't know. I didn't
Degendering.
know.
Degendering.
G-gendering.
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 Yeah, G-gendering.
If we G-gendered
Ryan, we're
everybody,
calling this G-gendering.
if we
G-gendered.
G-gendered everything, this glass was full at the start of this episode. If we G-gendered everything, right, and we're all just people,
For all those people.
why are we starting the dance? Probably to meet people, probably to have fun,
To have a creative
have a social
space.
Yeah.
thing. Do you think we start this dance to be like, I'm going to be a freaking competitor. I'm going to beat everyone when I'm a beginner.
Well,
Yeah.
you did. No, he didn't really.
I grew up
He's
in
just
the
a,
dance.
He's just a competitive person. He didn't.
I grew up watching the dance.
Yeah. It's
like
okay, you don't have to
Monjive,
justify- you don't
and
have to
then
defend yourself.
also
I was
watching West Coast Swing. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that's the right attitude
Yeah.
either. I'm just saying that's definitely my experience.
Yeah.
And I probably was more competitive then, and I've done sport my whole life as well. But like, you know, some people want to escape work. Some people want to escape relationships. Some people want to escape anything. Do you know what I mean?
Some people just
have a
want to
good
seek
time.
connection
Yeah.
just with other humans, you know?
You know what? I did want to bring up as a point that he had made, which I think is worth for discussion, of the fact that we kind of started with this of like, as a man, like in a lot of spaces culturally, like doing something like dance is a more feminine thing, is considered to be more feminine and to be considered gay. And the way that you said before that
I didn't want to start dancing because
exactly the same thing for me. Like when I had started dancing, I was very young, and through my entire high school experience, I should also say high school in Australia is from grade 7 to 12.
He also is gay.
Yeah. Well, that too.
But at the time, he wasn't out.
Yeah, but prior to I wasn't out, and I had not
queer,
started dancing.
whatever.
Queer, gay. Oh, pick your lot.
Started off by.
I'll take any. But
his standards are low.
Or very wide.
We love you and accept you for what you are.
Thanks. But literally, like before, like moving into dance, I spent pretty much the first 6 years that I had started dancing. I didn't tell any of my friends at school because I was too scared that they would perceive me as gay. Which, if that is what I'm feeling, I then extend sympathy out to the fact that culturally, it feels like an effeminate thing to do to dance, that when we are trying to attract male dancers, leaders or followers, that because the majority of leaders are going to be men. That is where it just currently falls, and that's where we are.
And most of the time, the places that I've been in, we have more followers than leaders.
Yes.
More women than leaders, I guess.
So he did mention a point on where it's like people would not feel comfortable coming to a space in which they would see two men dancing with. And my contrary is that we should be creating a space that the culture should change and what we expect from a space like this. And that I agree that, and maybe in a more conservative region, for sure, that
it's hard.
It's going to be a bit
educating
different.
that,
but it's on you to provide the education.
If you have more follows,
That's
you can teach your followers to lead.
Perfect. It's great. Then your classes act from a business point of view do better because you now have people that can do dual roles and fill numbers when you're low either side.
And the expectation is that everyone spreads the love with everybody. And no matter what gender.
We're ideally trying to be as open as possible, but then also recognizing that some people are coming into the space. Because sometimes I feel that when someone, maybe there's a new straight male coming into a space that doesn't feel comfortable dancing with another man, which is fine, but sometimes it can, that discomfort can kind of produce a certain reaction from other people, being that this must be because they're extremely homophobic or they are not inclusive.
I think they should there should be a safe space to also announce that. Then say, hey, everyone is dancing with everyone. If you also don't feel comfortable dancing with the same sex, that is also fine, and creating that expectation.
But don't be openly
hating.
Insulting and hating.
I guess for me, if I was
that's it. That
to
makes
do
sense.
that, the thing is we should be open and inclusive to the fact that everyone is going to have their own preferences and the way they want to experience their own community and their own
so many preferences out there.
Which is
it's too many.
The culture should be
So
that
many
we should be. I guess again, this comes down to consent is the biggest thing of you should be able to say yes or no to whoever you dance with.
Always.
You don't need to give a reason, though. At a local level, you're generally knowing a lot of these people on a level that
I think you can
say can navigate
there's
that within
but there's still a polite way and a non-polite way to say no.
So just largely as long as we are, I guess the point I wanted to make is sometimes I feel a lot of, just because a man feels uncomfortable dancing with another man directly links to them being super homophobic or having super traditional values that don't align with themselves, which may be the case, but also if we're immediately going to that end of the spectrum, then I feel we're losing a lot of space for discussion
for those people
be able to then be more inclusive for this person, because maybe this person just needs for themselves maybe
education,
to be a broader idea,
education,
or we need to hear more where they're coming from, the goal being discussion and understanding, I guess, is where I wanted to come from, because we want to create a space that does feel good for everyone that can join, which is just, again, not going to be the case. We are going to...
no one is going to be comfortable here.
We will create a space that, and I guess whoever's running it, ideally is going to... The want is to create a space that is good for as many people as possible. The fact is that not everyone is going to be able to fit within every space.
Correct.
So at a certain point,
So for anyone who runs a school out there or who is a heavy influencer in the scene, this is honestly on you guys to create the education for your dancers, your students, your friends.
There's probably announcements
to create the community that we want to have.
Yeah.
If the community you want to have is totally against it, that's your decision. That's fine. I just think the education is the most important thing, and I think with the way the world is going, it's really important to be open.
Yeah, exactly.
A little
Inclusivity,
bit more,
love, all that sort of stuff. I think
Love.
Love. I love Lamb.
I love
Lamb.
I love Lamb.
That's 40-year-old virgin, the movie.
Yeah.
We all knew that, but that's
Maybe
fine,
he
but-
wasn't born in the 90s. And
I've
wasn't
seen
made
40
in the
Year Old
90s.
Virgin.
But I don't know, he's not
Okay, and
40.
again, comment down below what year you think I was born.
Cheers to equality, y'all.
Yeah,
That was
guys.
good. That was fun.
Thank you for listening, and really do, please share this.
Get this
Please.
to have more views than his
Yeah,
video.
comment and share and
Can we share this? Can we share this, please, so that it blows up more than
Please.
this other video and shares the love of including everybody, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Inclusivity, open to the dynamics of everyone, and just for the benefit of the community.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Yay!
Cheers.
Cheers.
Indeed.